In this series of videos, we will read the Care Certificate workbooks, both what you need to know and what do you know now. This video covers Standard 2, your personal development, what do you know now? And it's over to my colleague to read through this workbook.
The Care Certificate, your personal development. What do you know now? Standard 2. Activity 2.1a. There are a range of different sources of support available to you that will help you to progress your learning and development in your role. Complete the diagram below to identify some of the sources of support that you could use or access. Identify, point out, highlight, or note down the main answers of example or examples that relate to the subject. Sources of support for my learning and development include. So in these boxes, make some notes of where you can get information and help from about your learning and development within your role. Activity 2.1b, Creating a Personal Development Plan, PDP, is a step-by-step process and will involve you working with different people. Fill in the boxes below to describe the process for agreeing a personal development plan, and for each step, identify who will be involved in the process. Describe. To describe means to create a picture with words, but not simply writing a list of bullet points. Identify. Point out, highlight, or note down the main answers or examples that relate to the subject. So think about here, who can you ask for support? That might be within your line manager, your manager, team leader, colleagues that have got more experience than you within the workplace. It might be other people. You might be asking the activity coordinator, for example, about what they do, so how you can learn more about that and how the activities support the individual. So we've got step 1, step 2, and step 3. And this is the following people will be involved. So think about what you need to learn and think about who's going to be involved with that learning. It could also be external, so it might be members of the MDT, such as the dietitian. Activity 2.1c. Learning is a process that involves us throughout our lives and not just at school. There are many different ways in which we can learn. For example, using feedback from others is a great way to learn and help us to develop and improve the way we work. Complete the sentence below to explain why feedback from others is so important in our learning. Explain. To explain something, you will need to provide a clear account of your understanding, including details like why and how. Feedback from others is important in helping me to develop and improve because. So think about a particular example first before answering this question where you receive feedback, or maybe you've given feedback as well. Try to use as many of the following words as possible within your explanation: constructive, competence, confidence, knowledge, improvement, and learning from others. Activity 2.2a. Literacy, numeracy, and communication skills are necessary for you to carry out the requirements of your role. Often the skills that you need to use will be very specific to your responsibilities and the service that you work in. Fill in the boxes below to describe how you will use your literacy, numeracy, and communication skills in practice. Describe. To describe means to create a picture with words, but not simply completing a list of bullet points. I will need to use my literacy skills when I will need to use my numeracy skills when I will need to use my communication skills when I. Activity 2.2b. Your current levels of competence in literacy, numeracy, and communication are likely to be specific to you as an individual. Explain how you would check your current levels of literacy, numeracy, and communication skills. Explain. To explain something, you will need to provide a clear account of your understanding, including details like why and how. Activity 2.2c, 2.2d, and 2.2e. Complete the table below to describe how the different development activities have helped to improve your knowledge, skills, and understanding. Describe. To describe means to create a picture with words, but not simply writing a list of bullet points. So here we have a table. So we've got a development activity, a learning activity that you have undertaken recently, reflecting on a situation, and feedback from others. And then what we are looking at is providing a description of the development activity. How has it helped to improve your knowledge? How has it helped to improve your skills? And how has it helped to improve your understanding? Activity 2.2G. For each of the learning opportunities below, decide whether each is an example of a formal learning opportunity or an informal learning opportunity. Tick your option. Annual appraisal with your manager. Is this formal or informal? E-learning courses. Is this formal or informal? Watching a documentary. Is this formal or informal? Undertaking a training course. Is this formal or informal? Break time discussion with colleagues. Is this formal or informal? Reading a magazine or a journal. Is this formal or informal? Activity 2.2G. Select 3 learning opportunities that are available to you. You could select ones from the list above or ones that are specific to you. For each learning opportunity, list how it will help you to improve the way you work. List. This term means to identify the main points which can be written as bullet points. So we have learning opportunity 1, 2, and 3. How will it help you to improve the way you work? So in the blue box, you could maybe write a title, a heading, and then you could include some more information about that learning opportunity underneath in the white section, and then leading on to answer the question of how it will help to improve the way you work. Activity 2.2I. Continuing professional development, CPD, is essential for work in health and social care sectors. Explain why CPD is important for your own and others' development. Explain. To explain something, you will need to provide a clear account of your understanding, including details like why and how. So in this box, think about an example of CPD that you have completed, and then consider explaining why that is important for not only just for your development, but also for others that you may work with.
Well done on completing the What You Need to Know booklet. We have the next standard in this playlist to support your learning through the full 15 standards.